Spirit, there's a lot happening in the world, and we're all looking for answers. We're all looking to find our spirituality and what that even means. We're trying to be beyond human, and you know, we're misusing a lot of the spiritual gifts that we're given. And I asked to be a channel for truth, the bigger picture, behind the scenes, in the cracks, in the darkness. What do you want me to see? How would you like me to share this knowledge? I'm grateful and I thank the Most High. I thank my spirit guides and ancestors that guide me with love and passion and creativity. And I do not take this for granted. Thank you. What is the issue? The drum. So we're calling out. Humanity is calling out. We're trying to sending out a frequency to the other dimensions that we don't really understand yet. And what we're returning the call. So like ET phone home, it's like the call was sent and we received the message and we're listening. We're open to knowing what is it that we're supposed to be doing. You know, humanity is like really, really flipped upside down. And the amount of souls that don't want to be here right now is significant to the disharmony that we're feeling. We're very broken inside right now. And we're this call that we've gotten is to wake us up, right? So we're waking up, we're realizing there's more than obviously what we just see physically. And as we have these spiritual eyes and this truth that's coming in, okay, so what humanity is doing right now is we're receiving the call. We're hearing it, we're listening. Now consciously, what are we consciously aware of with this call? What is the conscious awareness that we have? What is consciously? How are we receiving the call? And it's, you know, it's a totality. Like, what is the actual, okay, the witness. So here's the drum, which is us sending out the call. This is our ancestors and us basically playing phone. You know, we're contacting each other and becoming aware that that's possible. And with the witness, what we're consciously aware of is we have a team of beings constantly interacting with us, right? So that's what the spiritual community is aware of. We see that, we feel that, we're completely conscious of that. Obviously not as a collective yet, but a large percentage of people that are tapped in, that can see that. So what are we subconsciously not aware of? What's the biggest obstacle that we're not diving deep enough? We're not diving deep enough. Spirituality is fun. It's you know, the ego can perceive spirituality as fun. But what is it that we're missing? Ooh, and the hunter comes out. Okay. We're being hunted. And I know that's literal, but like, let me just explain. So there's a few things happening that have been really eating at my soul. Because there's so much darkness right now in the world. And with this Hunter card coming out is what we don't really see. And I'm talking about spiritual people, like people that are in tune, that understand beyond the physical space. The depth here is we are being hunted and we are being consumed. Our spiritual essence is being consumed. And we have to put up a layer of protection around us daily, like constantly, as much as we can, because we're infants in this. Like this battle that we're in, we're like, I think we have numbers or something, and we even have power. Like we have a tremendous amount of power we don't know how to access yet. But since we are at that disadvantage, there's something, and I don't even want to say something, I want to say many things hunting us, hunting our spiritual bodies and consuming and feeding off of us. It's very vampiric, and what all the movies show, like literally what all the movies show is like, I'm seeing like the whole vampire and liking, you know, the whole zombie thing, like all of that stuff is our creative way of expressing that we're being hunted. And a lot of people aren't open and willing to accept that yet. Most people don't want to accept that because it's a very hard truth. It's a very hard truth to let go of this, what we see physically, because the physical world is it's so fun. You know, you have desire and you can indulge and you can, there's just so much you can have, like that scene in The Matrix where he wants to eat the steak and enjoy the steak and not, you know, go back to the reality that sucks. You know, we created this world and it's like hard to let that go. It's really, really hard to let that go. But at the same time, with how dark it's becoming in our dream world, this is the dream world. How dark our dream world's becoming is making us want to leave it. But understand, leaving it doesn't mean good, because if you leave at a certain vibration that's like not harmonious with something extremely positive or that puts you in a better space, then where are you going? It's like a battle where we're having to work with our spirit guides and our team, like our ancestors, because that's what our DNA is. It's just a code. It's all this coding. We're like this advanced robotics coding freaking masterpiece of art machine, and the codes that are coming in our DNA are what's going to help us out of this hunter energy. And I see all this, like these antlers, this being like everyone's covered in animals, like they're wearing it like a trophy. It's a very trophy hunter thing that's happening to us, and we're so unaware. And it's so minuscule. Like it's down to like desire, like alcoholism, overeating, the 7 deadly sins, like lust, right? These portals are allowing energies in to literally feed off of us. All right, slow down. So, past. What are we moving out of? What are we leaving behind? What are we leaving behind? I don't rush spirit. What are we leaving behind? Well, wisdom, acquired knowledge. We're leaving behind acquired knowledge. Okay, there was something cast over us. This is wizardry. So our past, as we know it, like his story, is wizardry. Like a casted spell over our consciousness and trickery of knowledge. So somehow knowledge, gnosis, like etymology, words, spells, spell casting, Harry Potter, that's our past. So we're leaving that in the past though. We're not taking that in the future, but that's the trick. That's the foolery that they've had over us. Wow. In our future. It's our future. Oh. Oh, 2 cards. Ooh. I like that one that fell though. Okay, what's our future? Okay, see? Okay, we got literally like, okay, let me show you. So we went from the drum, which is us communicating, to witness, which is us, our ancestors and guides and outside of us coming in. That's our conscious awareness. That's what we know. To the hunter saying that we're being hunted and all that, right? To this is, I didn't show you, the owl, which is like the wizardry. Like this is total spell casting over us, to the staff. And I told you, remember I said about the antlers? Like there's antlers everywhere in this reading. Because we're taking back our authority. The staff is saying like, we hold the wizard staff. Like we are capable, like we're constantly manifesting. We're constantly creating magic. All of this is magic. Like technology's magic. Determining to go on a vacation is magic. Everything you do when you wake up and you start moving and start thinking and feeling and acting on those feelings and thoughts is magic. And we're starting to move into that space of fast. That's why it's also moving faster, because time in the past when we were under a spell was very lethargic and they had they had us, right? And now it's moving faster because we're becoming aware that, is it all a joke? Don't get too excited. It's all a joke. The joke's on us though. So we need to like figure that out. We need to recognize this is like a theater. It's all a theater. It's okay. Our role in this. So us in this. Show me us in this. Taming the wind. Interesting. Oh, okay. So we got this taming the wind, which is like literally about just thoughts and all types of things. So we got really trapped in our mind and our logic space. Okay. So basically we got lost. So we created this. I don't know if it's for entertainment, like whatever. We created this for some reason. And now we're lost in that. So our role in this, I don't even want to call it prison because it's like a playground, but it's like a prison, but it's like, it's a lot of things. But our role in it, 5-5. Did we get any other repeating numbers? I just see 5-5. We got 1-5-5-1. 27, 39, 64. I want to say there's like a whirlwind. Like I feel like we just got like whoosh, swept up in some of the foolishness, some of the tricks that we just started believing it. So it's like we wanted our ego. We became so physically dense. So we left our spirit bodies and our jelly-like beings. Like when we didn't used to be so physical, we left that and we got lost. Literally, we became so lost. And remember, time doesn't exist. So before we were humans, or before we became so physically dense or trapped in this mental logic space, we got trapped in our ego, our flesh. We just got trapped and we started to believe it. We're literally believing in a fantasy dream that we've created. Now, I want to know now, outside influence. Outside influence. Interesting. Flow. Okay. So we got, as our outside influence, we've got the flow, which is kind of showing me, that's the whole whirlwind energy. Like we got just, so I feel like constantly what's happening is there's a flow of energy, right? That we can get caught up in, or like whatever. That's literally the constant, is the flow, which is like, you know how they say that the only constant is change, because it's like constantly flowing, it's constantly moving. And I feel like something, or in of itself, like oneness, or the other side of it, like I'm not sure how that wants to say it, manifest. I almost feel like something greater. Oh, that doesn't really make sense. So as we were becoming human and trapping ourselves into this matrix, into the logic, into the mental, into the mind, believing the lies. So we've had the wizardry, we've been under the spell. Our part in it is mental. So we fell for what we created, right? You create a robot, make it look real. You can fool yourself, right? That looks like a real person. And it's like we created this as real. Like we're like, this is real. This is, but that trick that we were so proud and like enamored with ourselves. Narcissism. That's why narcissism is coming so heavily in society. And if you think you don't have a level of narcissism, I'm just rethink your life. So yeah, we got fooled. We got caught up in the flow. And I want to say, because our vibration became so dense and physically heavy, and we lost sight and access to the rest. Okay, that's what that is. And I love how these came out kind of together. So hopes and fears. Okay, look at this. Literally, Pachamama, which is like the Earth Mother, and then we got the Earth Keeper. That are literally like Mother Earth, okay? We created this beautiful space, which I say all the time. It's gonna be so sad when we stop putting belief and faith into things like pandas and the ocean and the sunrise. You know, the beauty of creation, of art, of masterpiece, right? When we lose faith and belief in that, it's gonna be sad, because it's gonna disappear. It's gonna leave. It's not gonna live anymore. It's pretty obvious and evident that 20 years ago, before AI technology has came in and began to create like AI is being created to push the button, to reset. And before that, we had so much belief and faith into things like nature and beauty and purity, and the things that we wanted so desperately to believe were real, which to this day, I want to believe that nature is and I don't mean it's not real, but let's just not go too deep, because that's like a whole reading in itself. But what we don't want to leave behind is, it's like art. If you make a piece of art, just like me, I make art and I never want to give it away. I want to keep it, because I'm like, I don't want to give it to you, or I don't want to sell it. I just want to have it for me. It's kind of like it's very selfish It's very ego, it's very pride. But that's what we don't want to, that's our hopes and fears. You know, we want to hope that it's real, but we know it's not. We know this isn't real, and that's the problem. And a lot of people are going to struggle with this message. A lot of people are going to just, it's fine. What's the outcome? What's the outcome? Instant gratification. That's the button. Generation Alpha. That's the outcome. Interesting. We have stand still as the outcome. Okay. So going within. The outcome is going within. And outcome is going within. Okay? The outcome is going within. Many paths. Yeah. There's many paths to the same point, which is like source creation. Why do I care about this? Why does anybody care about this? Because it's like we love mystery, we love discovery, we love new things. We love the idea of uncovering something, right? Well, the greatest mystery of all is, why is all of this even happening? What's the point? You know? What's the point? The counsel with the witness. See, that's interesting, because that's what I was really seeing. Okay, so I'm going to read, this card wants me to read the actual thing. So let's just go straight to that. Okay, so the witness. The witness observes without engaging in any action. By cultivating inner stillness, we are able to access any situation from a higher perspective and make better decisions. When we can be present for someone else's difficulties with stillness, then we are able to truly hear them and give better advice. Sometimes we can be so still that we are a mirror for the other. Then through our presence, they receive their own answers. Then through our presence, they receive their own answers. The witness that has been, it's dark in this room, so I'm so sorry. The witness that has been by your side all along is now ready to become your ally. You thought you were the door. Sorry, I can't read today. You thought you were the doer, but today you discovered that things happen when you get out of the way. Witness creation unfolding before you. Change reality by finding stillness and letting your true intent reveal itself. Acknowledge your perceptions, ideas, and feelings about the situation you are in, but resist the urge to change any of it. Do not fall back into your controlling patterns. Instead, take a few breaths and connect with the joy of not having to perform. Hold space for the world to keep spinning on its own. Yeah, that controlling, that stillness. So the whole point of coming to ourselves and recognizing like why, what, and how is all this happening is to be still and not be so controlling. So even with spirituality, like I feel like anytime, like I don't put faith in man for many reasons. It's not that there aren't very wise people and souls that have beautiful purpose and messages to give to humanity, but it is very, very important to listen to your own guidance, as in what you hear in silence, what you hear when there's nobody talking. And surely without believing in all that gnosis. That's why we got tricked in the first place. If you just believe in all that knowledge, it's like more rules and regulations and boxes and theories that create architecture and stuff, not necessarily truth, which is the flow, right? The surrendering to that flow is going to allow, it's like, don't be so rigid. Don't be so set on your beliefs that this or that is true. It's more so about constantly, daily, by the minute, by the hour, being willing and able to go with it. Just go with it, because that's how you get to peace. And that's how you let go of all of this attachment, that it is what you perceive it to be. Absolutely beautiful. I don't know that I need to do any more than that. That's my message for humanity, and I hope that that insight helps you to find inner peace. And I'm grateful for everything, all of you. I'm grateful for everyone and my guides and spirit. So I'm gonna close it there. Thank you for watching.